Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalogs of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. As always, I'm joined by my brother, Josh, and it is GOTYSO 2025, day one. Let's get it started. Josh, how you doing?
Great now that we've actually made it past the beginning.
Yeah, we had a few takes in here. On the last few takes, I told everybody of the context of what's going on up here, but I have three dogs on my own, and we are dog sitting three dogs for my in-laws while they're on vacation. So there are a total of six dogs upstairs. There's one cat running around who could be causing some trouble, and you never know what's going to go off in this house. There's two toddlers upstairs, one sleepy wife, and then there's us down here doing a podcast.
We may not make it this year, guys.
We may not get through all 5 days of GOTYSO.
We might be lucky if we get through one.
One of those dogs' names upstairs is Cujo, so it could happen. It's dangerous. Any Stephen King fans in the house love Cujo. You know that my days are numbered, apparently. But I digress. It's GOTYSO. Let's do GOTYSO stuff. So we have, what is it? What did we say? 9 categories. We've got 3 categories today, 2 tomorrow, 2 on Wednesday. Game of the year so far on Thursday, and then on Friday we're doing a special category, game of the decade so far, and we're going to have some special guests for that we'll talk about later on. It's day one of GOTY, so let me do some chores at the top before we talk about the categories. We are Smashing Game Time. We are wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, and YouTube proper, where you can see our lovely faces in video version. In fact, I would recommend we're gonna have some visuals up for this episode. This might be one of the times, if you're audio and you've been thinking maybe I'll check out video, this might be the time to check it out. So do that. Fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. I know words and stars are very important to all the other shows, and for getting into the algorithm, we don't fuck with it. We like human words. Word of mouth is king here with the bros. So go ahead and pass the word along about Smashing Game Time, if you will, please.
No, we prefer humans over AI.
Exactly. And those are the chores. No other chores right now. So we have 3 categories today. I think this will be one of the longer days. We've got some heavy hitters here. So the first category is new character of the year so far. This will be the best new character from a game that either came out this year or a game that we played this year that we really liked. So, like, for example, we played Alan Wake as part of the our book club back in May. Wow, it's already almost July by the time we're recording this, by the way. But so, like, for example, Barry and some other Alan Wake characters might be in there. Josh has been playing Alan Wake 2. There might be some new Alan Wake 2 characters that might be in there. So if you're one of those people that, like, here's a name of a character that wasn't from actually this year and freaks out, you might just want to skip that category. And that's the rules across the board, is if it's something that we played this year and we're digging it, it's getting nominated. So there you go. So that's the first category. Second category is best box art of the year so far. And we will have the box arts up on the screen. I've got them in a GIMP file. We're going to pull that up on the screen, look at them, ooh and ah, and whittle that down. And then we have best free game, which was a weird category. It was one I thought about striking out for a little bit, because a lot of the games we had on there were from Game Pass and from Josh's PS Plus, and technically those aren't free, but we were like, fuck it. Like, it's basic, like the way the human mind works. You're even us, we are flawed. Even our brains are like, we got that game for free. That's a free game.
I mean, in a sense, like, yeah, like for Game Pass, it's like what, $20 a month, and then for PS Plus, like if you go for the bare basics, it's $14.99.
I think Game Pass is still about $12, but I do see it being 20 within the next year or two.
Yeah, I mean, either way, yeah, you're paying that, but look at it as, okay, yeah, you have that, but then more than likely you're getting a game that's still going for full price. For example, next month's game of the not game of the year, dear Lord, I'm okay. Free game of the month with PS Plus is Diablo 4. If you were to go on to Blizzard, still full price. If you go for any other console where you have a physical copy, if you're lucky, $20 used.
We'll reiterate when we get to the category. We could spin our wheels on that all night. Another side note, there are idiots firing fireworks next door. So, on top of the possibility of 6 dogs barking at any time, shit might sound like it's exploding behind me. This is going to be a fun one to edit.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't hear anything, so or at least I don't know if I mean, obviously you said it because you heard it, but if it makes you feel any better, I'm not hearing it yet.
Right. Well, if I'm talking and it happens, I think it'll go through just because I
It's picking up your voice and not picking up the background, yeah.
right. Discord has a pretty good gate when it comes to not picking that stuff up. But if I'm talking, you'll obviously hear it. So just a heads up for anyone new here. We usually don't have fireworks and six dogs going off at the same time. But Josh, we ready to get to this first category?
Alright, let's do it.
All right, first category is a best new character of the year so far, and the nominees are Zoe, Mio, Barry from Alan Wake, Saga Anderson from Alan Wake 2, Bear from Out of Sight, Hazel from South of Midnight, Catfish from South of Midnight. Then all of these next ones are going to be from Expedition 33, so I'm just going to say them all and then say Expedition 33. We've got Gustav, we've got Charlie Cox, we've got Mael, Verso, Lune the Paintress, and Noko, and those are all from
Expedition
Expedition
33.
33. We have the employee from Revenge of the Savage Planet. We have the AI partner from Eco. Is that Eco?
That
Echo?
it's the AI partner named Eco,
From
and
what?
he's from Revenge of the Savage Planet.
Okay. We got Bunny and Rue, both from South of Midnight. And I forgot to say, Zoe and Mio are both from Split Fiction. So, and then I didn't say it up top, but the way we're going to do this is we're going to whittle it down to top three, right? That's how we've done it in the
Yeah,
past. That's how we've
yeah,
always done
top
it.
3.
So every category will whittle down to top three. Game, I should have said this earlier, but game of the year, game of the decade will whittle down. So game of the year will be whittled down to the top 10. Game of the decade whittled down to top 20. So just in case you were wondering. Um,
I can start this off this list as far as let's knock one out because you asked me to add people, and I was like, well, I really haven't played very much this year as far as in the sense of you get your own like beginning of the year was Final Fantasy, and technically 2 has named characters, but in the sense of like if we're going back, the first 3 technically you didn't you were it was build your own adventure, and then 4 was the one that truly introduced a story, a plot, a fixed plot.
yeah, if no one stood out enough to put them on here, don't even fucking
No.
bother.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the employee from Revenge of the Savage Planet, only because you play as the employee and they are the silent protagonist.
Oh, so it's just you.
It's just you.
Well, and that's just like so. I've played a little bit of Avowed, and part of me was like, should I nominate yourself as Avowed because you are. For those who don't know, Avowed is from I forget the Pillars, whatever the Pillars games are that Obsidian has done,
Yeah,
or those high fantasy games they did back on the 360 era. But you are a character from like the royal family who's going to this island for some royal decree, and people don't like you. And I thought from that aspect it would be enough, but I'm just like, you know what? And I haven't beaten Avowed yet, so I didn't want to like speak for that uniqueness of that character. So that's something I'm willing to go back to when we get to Game of the Year later on. That's why I wasn't feeling too bad about not having it on here. But I mean, is there anything special about the employee, or you're just kind of getting shit on?
I mean, it's got the survival Metroidvania going for it, and it's basically just you've been traveling for like 100 years to this planet just to basically get there, be told you're fired. So now it's like, okay, not only are you trying to basically get back to Earth so you can exact your revenge, but you're obviously trying to survive.
This is a sequel, right? Like the first
Yeah.
game was Savage Planet, and now this is Revenge of the Savage Planet.
Hmm.
So you're an employee. You're on your way to this planet. You get fired while you're on your way there. You don't find out till you get to the planet, and now you have to get back so you can.
And you've crash landed on this planet.
Okay, and this is a survival game.
So it's a survival slash Metroidvania. So like survival in the sense of you basically have to like learn craft items and then craft them. And then of course like it has a Metroidvania feel as far as like okay it's gonna kind of hold your hand and give you these certain perks at certain times.
Well, I mean, I like the idea of like playing as a disgruntled employee or a disgruntled ex-employee. So I mean, I think it can stay for now. Now, what about the AI partners? Anything special
Oh,
about
the
them?
AI partner is probably the whole reason you play that game. I mean, yes, his voice. Oh, that's how I'm telling you. Actually get to pick two different voices, and the one I'm going with is the one that they start out with because you don't get to change it until you get through with like what is considered the tutorial, which is getting to your base of operations or what's supposed to be your base of operations, which is basically, ironically, just a huge ass like trailer.
So is your AI partner kind of like how GLaDOS is, where they're helping you, but they're kind of a schmuck along the way?
Yes, but a funny schmuck, not like a hey, I'm gonna. Uh, he's basically remember how like Borderlands had Claptrap and he was actually entertaining.
Yeah.
It's basically that.
Well, Claptrap was entertaining until they ran him into the ground, and they're like, and then you're just like, please God, kill me now. If I ever have to see another Claptrap again, I want to die.
And then they made a whole DLC about Claptrap, and I was like, okay, well, this is where Borderlands died.
And
And
they
then
gave Jack Black
and
the
then
keys, the keys to
well,
voice him.
well, I was gonna say, but before that, or after that, actually, it was he was already in the grave. Like Jack Black already like freshly like laid the Borderlands series into its grave, and they're like, hold on, what if we made Borderlands for $80?
Well, I think they dialed that back. But
They did, but
are you okay? You know what? Are you okay with taking both of these off until you've played more of it, and then we can revisit them at the end of the year?
yeah, that's fine.
Let's get rid of them.
I mean, we have to whittle them down, so it's like, why would you want to keep them up? I'm helping us dwindle down this list, and that means more of your characters get to make it to the top 3. Why are
Shush.
you fighting me?
Shush. These are all our characters. I'm gonna strike out Bear from Out of Sight. So for those who don't know what Out of Sight is, it's a game that's not going to be nominated in many other places. This was a small indie game that I reviewed for Game Chronicles, R.I.P. Uh, where you are a blind little girl in an orphanage, or in a actually you're abducted and you're in a home, and so the people who have abducted you have taken your eyeballs, and now but you find this teddy bear that can let you see. So the only reason you're able to see is because this teddy bear has magic eyes. And so the gameplay, it's so when she's holding the bear, it's in first person and she's walking with the bear in her arms. And it's pretty cool because when you're walking, and this is a short little girl, so if there's like a table that she can't reach, she can hold the bear up and you can see what's up there. And then for her to like get up somewhere, she has to set the bear down on a like anywhere that you can set the bear down, there's like a blanket that signifies like, hey, this is a place where you can set the bear down. And then it becomes like a platformer. And then, so you see from the bear's eyes, but you see her going to climb on a shelf, climb up to the table and grab the thing that you saw when you lifted the bear up earlier to look on the table. And it's really cool. And the whole time you're being chased by this evil magical woman and her henchmen that are trying to, I guess, kill you or devour you. I forget the exact details of that, but it's very like grim fairy tale type stuff. It's got it's got Tim Burton vibes written all over it.
I want to circle back real quick to make sure I heard the beginning correctly. You're a little girl
Yep,
who is placed in a home
yep,
who has her eyes forcibly removed.
yep. But she's got a thing. So you're not seeing like eye socket. Like she's got like a cloth over her eye. It looks very much like when you first see it, you think like, what is this, a Bird Box knockoff? What the fuck is this?
I mean, I imagine you wouldn't just see like fucking eye sockets because that'd be creepy as hell. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck?
It's got
I
it
I
very
like I
much.
like I like the bear aspect. That sounds really fucking cool, but you lost me. Yeah, so basically, the idea of this character is you're a 5-year-old little girl. They rip your eyes out, and you fucking have to survive while you're being chased and can't really see except from the eyes of this magical bear.
It's very Tim Burton coded.
I say, what in the fucking Alice in Wonderland shit are we on?
But I'll take the bear off because the bear doesn't really say anything. He's just your eyes, but he's cute. He's a cute bear. Let's run down this list and talk some of these other ones. You and I played Split Fiction together. We reviewed that for Game Chronicles. I think me for the PC, you for PS5, right?
Mhm.
It's a fun review. I think that was like one of my last big reviews for the site, by the way. So Zoe and Mio are both fiction writers. Remind me, I think Zoe writes fantasy and Mio writes
Mhm.
sci-fi.
Yep.
And for those who don't know, Split Fiction is the latest from the folks who did It Takes Two, No Way Out, whatever that prison escape game was before It Takes Two. I think they also did Brothers, Brothers a Tale. Tale
think
Two
they
Brothers.
did Brothers Tale
I,
Tale Troop. Yeah, something like that. I
Rick,
think they did that too.
Rick and Morty has ruined anything for me when brothers are. It's two brothers. They're two brothers, and there's cats and old ladies, and they're fighting old ladies, and they're just two brothers. But no, they are both writers who volunteer to be test subjects for this new, like this tech company's new
No, no.
system.
They're told that their books are gonna get one of their books is gonna get published,
Right.
and they end up signing up, and they're like, "Well, hey, before you do that, we want you to try this." And
Yeah.
they're
So
putting them in this like it's like a think tank machine that basically brings their stories to life or brings their minds to life, basically.
it's the Matrix, but
It's the
it
Matrix.
takes your stories and like brings them to life. And so you see a little bit of both their lives through their stories. Mio, very much like down with the patriarchy, down with fucking eat the rich. Like there's a
Hmm.
whole sci-fi story where I think you're chasing someone down who owes you money or you owe them money. But she based it on like an experience she had with like trying to pay the rent or something.
Yeah,
It's been what has it been 4 months since we played this, 4 or 5. It's been a little bit.
yeah, easily.
And then Zoe has like these magical worlds that there's a hint of darkness in them, but you don't really get too much. So like both of these characters are like burying things down and like no, there's no subtext. Zoe's a little more like no, there's always subtext. Like what was this about? Like what? Why did you write this? And she's trying to pull it out of Mio, when in fact Zoe's also kind of hiding something. And so here we're gonna throw up the spoiler wall now, because now we're actually getting into spoilers for games that people are aware of. I didn't spoil anything without a site. You'll enjoy that if you're gonna go check it out. Uh, Zoe's sister died. Zoe had a twin
Uh,
sister who died.
and then Mio is taking care of her dying father.
Her dying father. So they both have this secret that they're harboring. They don't want the other person to become aware of it. But then at the same time, they're experiencing each other's lives through the stories they're telling, and these stories, are inspired by what is going on in their lives. And I also think they're just interesting characters from the fact that they're writers, and it's in a time where AI is AI is out there, and everyone's like, you can't put the toothpaste back in the toothpaste capsule or whatever the fuck. What's the toothpaste thing called, Josh?
Tube.
You can't put it back. There it is. Words are tough. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, and so
This
it's
man
just
writes, guys. This man writes.
I do. And so it's good to see a story where the creators are like, "No, we're not giving up our stories. You can't have this." They're fighting back. And it's good to see the big tech billionaire guy lose for once.
Who
Um
every time I see him, he just reminds me of Pierce Brosnan for some odd reason.
yeah, he's got Pierce Brosnan energy. He really
Yes.
does and he starts throwing a fit. Is there a movie where Pierce Brosnan's a bad guy?
Yeah, isn't well, no. Yeah, no, I thought.
I mean, I know he's the stepdad dating Mrs. Doubtfire, Mrs. Doubtfire's wife, but he
I
wasn't a
mean,
bad
technically,
guy.
he's isn't he like the mayor or the police chief in that movie where Jackie Chan's just trying to figure out who killed his kid?
Is that Super Cop?
No, super cop.
I honestly I am bad with film discography, especially when you start to get back into the 80s. But I
And
think I
this
know
is
what you're
like
talking about.
late 2000.
Oh, late to that tuxedo?
No. Oh, also, uh, did you know he's 72 years old?
Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah, he's older.
Uh,
Like, because he played Bond in the 90s. That was 30 years. He was 40 when he was playing Bond. So yeah.
I'm trying to find the movie real quick because it's gonna bother me otherwise. Um, where
Oh,
is it?
you're a terrible Googler. But Google's pretty bad now too.
Well, I'm actually just went to straight to Wikipedia because it wouldn't find it for me. I'm like, okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You come up with it later. So I'm okay with keeping Zoe and Mio. I kind of also think it's hard to separate them. So I think maybe combining them might be good thing. But we'll get to there when we get to there. Barry from Alan Wake. For those who don't remember, Barry is Alan's manager. He's just the short, fat, really supportive best friend of Alan Wake. He's the only guy that Alan isn't mean to the whole game. And I didn't I guess when I first played Alan Wake back in 2010, I didn't appreciate Barry, but I found while playing it for book club that I really fuck with Barry, Josh. Don't you?
Sorry, one more time because I got distracted by this Pierce Brosnan
What
stuff.
the fuck is the movie? Just say the fucking movie.
The movie's called The Foreigner, and I was actually looking up next, if he was a villain or what's his villains. The Watchmaker.
Okay. No, I've never seen it. I forgot about that Foreigner movie for Jack because that's old Jackie Chan, and he's just like
Yeah.
it very much feels like almost feels like his Taken, kind of.
Yes. To a sense, yeah.
When was
It's
that?
2017.
Oh, that wasn't
I
too
thought for
far.
some reason it was yes, for some reason I thought it was late 2000s, not late 2010s.
I might have to go check that out. But no, Barry. I was saying that when I originally played Alan Wake, I didn't fuck with Barry back in 2010. But now in 2024, and I see, or in 2025, us playing it for book club, I see Barry being the supportive best friend. Like normally you watch something and the manager's like this just disgusting person who's like, hey Al, you gotta do the book, man. I don't care about your health. But
Yeah.
Barry the whole way through is like, hey man, I got your back, whatever you want.
Well, at first, he's a little like when he calls Barry to see or when he calls Al to, talk to him when they're on the ferry, he's like, "Hey, did you write anything yet? Do you have any breakthroughs?" But then after, like, him finally actually getting there and, like, talking through it, yeah, he did become like, "Dude, I've got your back."
Like if Remedy wanted to do a spin-off with Barry, I'd play it. I would play as Barry because by the end of it, he's like he's his own hero. He's covered in Christmas lights. He's got a headlamp on. I mean, he goes down with the helicopter. He goes down
Yeah,
with the helicopter, and him and I'm forgetting the sheriff's name. It's terrible of me because she's a pretty good character too. But Barry's like the standout in that game.
yeah,
Barry's a strong contender. Saga Anderson, Josh. I haven't played much Alan Wake 2, but you lead the Saga conversation.
yeah, so she is one of the 2 main protagonists in Alan Wake 2. Yeah, she split the story split between 2 different perspectives. You have the Saga Anderson, which is technically, I guess, the return portion of it,
Mhm.
and then you have Alan who has, what is the 2nd book, which I'm already forgetting off the top of my head what it's called. But they have their own perspectives in their own worlds. So Saga is the FBI agent tasked with, basically following these murders that are going down in, White Falls. And as you're there, you start to realize, "Oh, shit's really weird, and people know you, and you don't know them." That's not what makes her great. What makes her great is she kno does okay, I shouldn't say she doesn't. She's seen the weirdness, and unlike Alan in the first game, she's not really freaked out by it. She's kinda like, "What the fuck is going on?" And in her head, she has this, so basically, since it's a Remedy game, you start to realize that all of their characters have these special abilities. Alan, for example, has the ability to write in the darkness or write with the darkness's power to create the world.
Yeah, it's almost like the darkness has give because like when it was yeah, the darkness was taking his pages and using them to try and come out, but now he's like got that power from
Right,
his time in the darkness.
right. And with Saga, it's not so much she has the power of the darkness. She has this ability in her head to kind of like almost bake. She has her own little like board with the yarn strings. She's able to piece together all this evidence and figure things out. Like she's like has almost like an Einstein mind of some sort, where not only is she able to like basically trace everything and put things together, but then she's able to actually like dive into the minds of the people or the suspects that she has. Um, and it's not like in a sense of like, oh, if I was this person, what would I do? It's in the no, like if they're even like taken, she is able to like dive into like their twistedness. So it's almost like she's able to dive into their minds
Yeah,
and
and
like
it's
portray them.
because I remember early on, the first crime scene, like you unlock something about that victim, and I remember there's a scary moment, and I mean, he's a very disturbing looking fellow by the time he's a corpse, and I remember there's like a jump scare in her mind with his body, and
Yes,
I
it's
wasn't a fan of that.
I honestly, I'm kind of digging the horror aspect of it all. But at the same time, like, I know to anticipate it now, especially after the first, set, but I'm like, "Fuck," it still gets me even though I know it, and it's not like I'm scared, it's just I wasn't expecting it 'cause I'm expecting it to happen just, like, a little bit later. Like, I can't get the timing down right. Uh, but no, she's an interesting character, and of course, her partner is probably one of the best partners in a honestly, Alex Casey. So Alex not the Alex Casey that is, uh, Alan Wake's character from his book series, but he is the butt of the joke because everybody makes fun of him for it, even though he was Alex Casey
He was Alex
before
Casey
Alex
before
Casey.
Alex Casey was Alex
Yeah.
Casey. So, does Saga do the thing that sequel characters do where, like, people hate her, but she's actually a really good character? Like,
Yes.
I'm thinking of the Rydens, I'm thinking of the Arbiters, I'm thinking of
Yes.
the Abbeys.
I think they don't like her because I mean, it's called Alan Wake, and I get it. To an extent, I get it. Like, yeah, I wanna go and I wanna play Alan. If they would have started with Alan, I think it would have been okay. But I think the fact that you start off well, technically you don't start off as if it's Saga, but let's be honest, you technically start off as Saga. I think people give her hate, but it's like, no, it's so good because not only are you able to play as Saga, but once you get through like the first couple of chapters or first acts of each character, they give you the option to be like, hey, you can play from here on out however you want to go. Like you can do all of Saga's story, or you can do all of Alan's, or you can do a mixed match.
What do you think she's gonna be an all-time great, though? Like, when we look back 10 years from now and people are like, "Oh, that was a great sequel character."
I do. I do think like I think she did I like her more. Like if we're gonna bring up like Halo, I think she was better, a better side character or a better second protagonist than the Orbiter. Orbiter to me is like he was in two, he was in three, and then he was forgotten.
Yeah, Arbiter, like, played a big role in 2, and then he finished his arc, and then in 3, he was kind of like a he was like the back on the back burner helping Chief finish the fight.
Right. Where I think obviously I haven't finished Alan Wake 2. And the way it's going, I think she will have a continuing role in Remedy's world. And I think we will see her either in an Alan Wake I don't want to say sequel because I don't know how it ends, but an Alan Wake like sequel, or she'll even be in a Control sequel because obviously we're going to get a sequel through there.
I could see her being in control, just from the things I've heard from other people that have played. So we'll keep her for now. I've got a few here that I've nominated that I know about. So I've got Hazel from South of Midnight. Hazel is the protagonist of the game. She is I don't want to say teenager. I think she's like early college. Her mom gets whisked away by a flood. Like the whole house gets taken by a flood. They're in the South. I don't ever think the name of the town is said. I don't, might just be a fictional town. But it's an interesting world because her father died at a young age, so but she still has a relationship with her grandmother. Like it's a strained relationship. The grandmother comes from a well-to-do family. They have all this money. Hazel and her mom live in a very modest. It's almost like a double wide trailer up on stilts almost. And some stuff happens, and Hazel becomes this weaver, who is this person that can see pain in the world and see. I forget the exact name of what the materials are called, but essentially the game is you going around and collecting people's pain, while trying to find your mom who's been like washed away in the flood. And it's a lot of magical realism. There's a big talking catfish. There's who's another nominated character. There are also these other like not myth like these folklore characters. Like there's a giant man that was like petrified into a tree, and through collecting like these painful memories about him and his brother, you find out that the guy in the tree, the brother in the tree, he was on the spectrum, and people in the town treated him differently. And his brother, who was fed up with it, instead of standing up for his brother who was on the spectrum, he found a tree with a hole in it and boarded him up in the tree hole and left him there to die. And so then that brother who was boarded up in the tree, uh, became this giant petrified tree.
Damn.
And it gets sadder. It gets sadder and sadder. There's drownings. There's secrets, and that's the whole game is like Hazel finding out about these people in her community and the sad secrets that they hold and the pain that they hold. And it's just it's about a lot of pain in the South, and it's a very heartfelt game about just it's just thinking about it to get me emotional because there's some stuff there that was tough for me. Hazel's a great character. I think she's one of my favorite characters of the year. Catfish is like not your sidekick, but he like you save him at one point and he's like, I'll guide you. And there's numerous times where he's guiding you. He's like, I don't fuck with that over there. I'm not guiding you anymore. And he'll disappear for like 2 or 3 levels and then he'll come back and be like, all right, I'll guide you again, whatever, fine. And it's just that aspect of it is funny. He gets like scared off at one point because there's a giant alligator called Two-Toed Tom. Or is it crocodile? I forget which one. I forget which one is in the South, but I think it's alligator. And I mean, I would nominate Two-Toed Tom because he's a pretty fun character too. But I'm not going to go to bat for. I'm not going to go to bat for a dinosaur. No sir, Two-Toed Tom. I'm okay with getting rid of Catfish. I do want to keep Hazel for now. Let me skip down and talk about Bunny and Roo. Bunny is Hazel's grandmother, well-to-do. She's a weaver, but she's a fake weaver. So she's a person who takes other people's pain. And I don't want to spoil too much about it, but she's a fake weaver who takes people's pain and tries to use it to make her pain feel better. And she exploits it. You early on, you find out about your grandmother's secret and your dad's secret, and it's a fucked up secret that I'm not going to spoil here. But what Bunny's using the Weaver powers for is trying to restore something that was lost for her, and she's taking other people's pain to do that. That's the simplest way for me to explain it to you. Um, she's evil. She's an evil bitch. She's a bad grandmother. Uh, and I don't want to give her any more time. I think she's a well written character. I think she's a very flawed character. But I'd rather give it to those characters that shine a little more positivity into the world. And then Ro is the king of dreams and nightmare, a very suave gentleman. He abducts your mother at one point and takes her to I want to say it's like a almost like a bar of death. The later levels of South Midnight, by the way, there were levels where I was like, but like there's a level where the later levels get really good.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't spoil it.
I won't spoil it. Ro's a great character as well, but again, if I'm keeping one, I'm keeping Hazel. Uh, so that way we're done with the South of Midnight talk for now until we get back to Hazel again. Uh, the rest of
Now
this,
the
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 rest of this
rest
is
is me.
Expedition 33. Again, this is gonna be tough because Josh is playing the game. Josh, where are you at in the game?
I've gotten. I mean, literally, I'm in the same spot I was when we last recorded. I have not had a chance to go back and play it.
Remind me again, please.
I literally just got Mael.
You okay?
Is that
You
her name?
just saved my okay. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to like we'll get for anyone worried they're like is this gonna be a half-hearted talk because they can't get into it. These people are gonna be back at the end of the year when we do this category for Goaty. So
Oh, I mean, I can already tell you
don't
right now,
worry.
Gustav is probably one of my favorite character. Like Gustav is a fantastic character. Like
Yeah,
he is just right off the bat, he is well written. And
yeah,
it's Charlie Cox. Like, come on.
it's
Like
amazing. He
I
bla-
had no idea it was him.
he blazed through that really. He blazed through his like he was only in the
Yeah,
booth for 4 hours. Can you believe
yeah.
he got all that in 4 hours?
And he's like, "Oh, I don't want the praise." Dude, you're gonna get it. That's for 4 hours. I honestly had no idea it was him, and I am mesmerized. Actually, I'm mesmerized by all the characters. Like, for an indie developer, an ex-Ubisoft
So,
employee ran, like,
it,
I'm
so
impressed.
Gustav's your favorite.
Gustav is by far well, yeah, I'd say he's my favorite, and then I'd say my second favorite right now, Noko.
Okay, so Josh, how much you haven't had any of the games spoiled for you, right? I just want to make sure I don't spoil anything for you.
No, yeah, I have nothing's like, you spoiled something last week, and it kinda like, I was kinda like, well, I figured something like that was gonna happen, but it was like, "Damn it, Nick, I didn't wanna know that."
Was it about somebody?
It's about the paintress.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I haven't spoiled. You're fine. You're fine,
Yeah.
Josh. You're fine.
But yeah, Gustav slash Charlie Cox, which we have them both on here. I mean,
I have Charlie Cox on here just because he's kind of like he was already a sweetheart in people's eyes because he played Daredevil like 10 years ago. He just started playing Daredevil again, and then during the writer's strike, I guess his manager or his agent sent him out. He was like, his agent was like, "Hey, do you want to do a video game?" He's like, "Well, I ain't got anything else to do. God damn it, let's do a video game." Those are his exact words, by the way. I'm quoting him word for
I believe
word.
I believe it, and for 4 hours worth of work, my god, I mean, this man is a genuine voice actor.
It just hey, and you know what? It gets better and better. Gets better and better.
Yeah, I believe it.
Josh, well, no, and just to, so like the funny part on the Charlie Cox side is that he was in the game and he could like game NDAs for these voice actors are so fucking hard because I mean you make your living off of people knowing that you're in stuff. And when games have these long cycles, because what Expedition 33 has been under cycle, like been under development for what 5 6 years at this point. He didn't
Yeah.
come on until much later, but yeah, voice actor, it's really tough. But I thought it'd be funny to nominate him and keep him here for a little bit. He'll of course come off because we have some other great actual video game characters, but he became a video game character for a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, Gustav, like, come on. I mean,
Gustav.
within the first hour, you see his heart torn from him multiple times, not just once, multiple times to a point where he's on the verge of killing himself.
Yeah, yeah, he has a rough go in that first act.
He
That
really does. Like,
opening.
it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, and again, we're teetering here with spoilers. And again, Josh hasn't completed. Josh is still in the middle of Act 1, so he's got a little ways to go. I'm in the middle of Act 3 doing a bunch of other random stuff right now. So I haven't finished the game either, but so I have a little better sense of these characters. Josh, how do you feel? So you just got Mael, so you don't know much about her outside of
I
like
mean,
the
the
prologue.
outside, yeah, and I mean, it's not that. I mean, she's very much like she gives off like the younger sister vibe.
Yeah, she very much well, the internet would have you believe otherwise. Internet's been very weird about Mael.
Oh, I'm sure they. Well,
Mm, ugh,
yeah, geez.
Jesus, internet. No, she's the little orphan who was adopted by Gustav, and I forget Gustav's sister's name, but she's like the counselor of the town or the mayor of the town. I forget her role, but yeah, the adopted sister. She in the epilogue or in the prologue is helping kids who are about to lose their parents to the Gramage, which is just so fucked up. Cause she guides you to find Susie or whatever is that her name? Susie is the girl that's getting ready to get Gramaged.
Think so? Yeah, I
I'm
think it's.
I'm sorry, I'm like 30 hours in the game, so my brain is like, I have no idea who anyone is anymore.
I've already forgot her name, but yeah, she's like, "Hey, you gonna go see her? Oh, you're nervous. Let's have a fight to like. Why are you down? Like, come on."
This game does that a lot. There are like people will be like, "Hey, do you just wanna fight right now?" I'm like, "What? Is this Dragon Ball Z?" Anytime like these two characters that are friends
Goku?
or like work together, like we're gonna fight. I'm like, all right, Goku and Vegeta, get a fucking room already.
I mean, in her sense, it does make like I obviously don't know very much more other than the fact that she's 9 years younger than you.
She's six. It's weird because you're 32, but she's 9 years younger than you. But at
Well,
one
I
point, she
can't say
says she's
9 years
six.
younger because technically he does tell her in the beginning, you have 9 years before you have to actually go on the expedition if you wanted to. You're 9 years to live or something like that.
Yeah,
So I guess technically it's probably she's a little bit younger than 9 years.
the timeline
Because
is weird because like what if you're one of those quick aside, what if you're one of those people that like it's 30, like it's getting ready to tick down to 32 and you turn 32 right as it's ticking. I would be pissed if my day if my birthday was the day of the Gramage. It's like, oh no, it's painted 32. No, it's midnight, I just turned
no,
32.
fuck.
No, gone, dead, out of
Yeah,
this world.
that'd suck.
I, I think Gustav is a very strong lead here. I'm going to delete Charlie Cox because it's funny that he's on here, but he's getting his praise for it. Mael, you don't know much about Verso, so I don't really want to say much about Verso. He's a good addition later on in the game. Very conflicted character. He's almost he reminds me of Cecil from Final
Okay.
Fantasy IV. Just a bit, just a
I,
bit.
I assume I'm assuming you're talking about his Dark Knight phase.
Yes, yes. Reminds me
Okay.
a little bit of Cecil. I'm okay with taking him off. We can talk about him more in December. Uh, Lune are Lune and Gustav dating? Is that the sense I'm getting there? Or they used to
So
be an item?
I think it's they used to be, and well, it's okay. So I know she and him are at least friends, obviously. She's the brains behind the whole group, basically. Like, she was able to figure out where one of the expeditions, was it Expedition, 67 or something? Where basically whichever one actually had came back with survivors.
See, where Gustav is very much the we need to remember this stuff for science, we need to remember this stuff for the people that come after us. Lune is very much the technician of like, no, we need to know all this shit just for like our sake and
Yeah.
to prepare the next group of people. She's very like very practical, whereas Gustav's a little more romantic about it, a little more romantic
Yeah.
about remembering. And she's like, no, no, this is useful. Like, stop churching it up, Gustav. We just need to know this one
We need the
thing.
data, not the story, you sick son of a bitch.
I, let's read. She's like, you read the
I mean,
abstract all you want. Give me the numbers.
and no, that's actually a really good point because if you think about it, in the beginning where, basically Gustav is at his breaking point, and he's just, like, ready to give it all up. She kinda brings him back and is like, "Dude, get your shit together. We still have a mission to do."
uh, I'm okay with keeping her because I do think she's a very strong central part
She's no,
of
she
the of
sh
that expedition.
yeah, she is the,
She
anchor to the boat.
she's the anchor. She's essentially the mom of the expedition. I hate to break it down
Oh,
to
yeah.
those like typical. She's the mom. She's like,
No,
no,
she
no, like you need to eat your fucking peas.
no,
Like,
yeah, she's the mom saying, "No, we need to stay on track," and Gustav is, like, the uncle who's like, "But we need to go over here and do this."
but
I
the
shouldn't say the uncle. He's the character who usually, like, doesn't follow the rules, and he's like, "No, no, we've gotta go save him." He's the hero the hero.
he romanticizes the travel, whereas she is like very
Yes.
like, no, 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 dot the T or dot the I, cross the T. Here's where we're going.
Yes.
The paintress, I'm okay with taking her off for now. I do think she's a very interesting character. Again, I can't spoil it for any. I can't spoil it for Josh. I refuse to do that. Just
I mean, you
she's
kinda
gonna be
already do
back.
it to a sense. Like, you told me what happens to her, so I'm like, "Well," I mean, and very
I d-
loosely, you said what
very
happened to her.
very loose. Like I didn't really tell you what happened to her. I just told you where I fought her. Like at what point in the game I
Yeah,
fought her, and that
yeah.
and that's my bad. I thought you were a little further. You nominated Noko.
Yes, and we can get rid of him. He's just a really and I think it's okay, he's a funny character, and I say that because I think that they purposely made him the comedic relief in this whole journey because everything is very dark and depressing at this point. There's a
Hmm.
little bit of hope when you find Mael, but Noko is like he's the stereotypical, "I'm gonna make him this little tiny French speaking voice guy, but he speaks English." He's like has broke his broken English.
Yeah.
It's just well done, and it's so funny 'cause, at one point, he's like, "Ah, no, no, I'll do this for you," and Mael's like, "Oh, Noko, you little brushy-haired son of a bitch," and he's like, "Oh, stop it," in his broken French, and it's like, it's so funny, and I couldn't help but laugh the whole time.
I like their design. Have you gotten to their village yet?
No, I literally just did the Noko scene, and then I was like, "Well, I wanna see what item he has," so I fought him.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's you do that for a while and then they start to beat you and you're like, I don't want to fight these guys anymore.
My problem is I'm doing it on hard. I don't know how much easier it is on normal or whatever the easy mode is, but I'm getting a little bit better, but at the same time, some of the attacks are just like they take forever, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude, just fucking do it.
Just hit me. Just fucking hit me. All right,
Hit me."
we will erase Noko from this list. So let's recap who we have here. So remember, we're whittling down to three. We've got Zoe and Mio from Split Fiction. We've got Barry from Alan Wake 1. We've got Saga Anderson from Alan Wake 2. We've got Hazel from South of Midnight. And we've got Gustav, Mael, and Loon from Expedition 33. By the way, my party. That's my party right there. It's my starting party right there. Yep.
I mean, that's my only party right there.
That's your
So,
only party. It's a good party. It's a good party. I like Luna's I like her magic. I
I
like the
say
way
she's
you can take her stains and like kind of like, oh, I've got two red stains, so this ice attack will do more damage with taking away two of these stains. I love it. Let's whittle down a little bit. So we've got we got 8. We got to get rid of 5.
um,
Were you counting to make sure I was
I had to
right?
count 'cause
I
I thought
saw
there
you
were
lipping.
7.
I saw you
Yeah,
lipping it, you
I
son of
thought
a
there were 7. I
bitch.
was like, "Hold on, let me count." And I counted, I was like, "Okay, yeah,
So
there's 8."
I kind of want to cheat here. I kind of want to cheat here because
I'm
again,
here. I'm here.
Zoe and Mio, it's like peanut butter
Main
and jelly.
character.
Like I think you guys, yeah, you think we can get away with combining them? You think people will kill
Yeah.
us?
Well, no, because I see it as you can't play the game without a second player. So yeah, I'd say they're technically one character.
I'm putting them down because you can't have one without the other. So we kind of whittled it down. Will they get
We
deleted?
got
Who knows?
7.
We're down to 7. But no, you can't get those sad stories from those two. And the odds that both of their names only have 3 letters too, by the way. Genius. Genius.
Yes.
No, the again, that's just a very strong contender. Just the story is just the through line of the story about originality and storytelling. And yes, both of their stories are trope central, and there are so many tropes and there's so many bad things. And I think that that game makes an argument for like even if it's bad writing, I'd rather take a bad human experience that's written down over a perfect AI rendition of something.
Yeah.
And I think that makes him a strong contender here. If we had to get rid of one Alan Wake character, is it Barry or Saga?
Oh,
I'd be okay.
I
You know what?
see.
The fact that Barry doesn't even I don't think he makes an appearance in Alan Wake 2.
I don't think so either, but then again, I'm not very far. I'm farther than you, I know that, but I'm not as far as and they've only mentioned him in, manuscript so far.
Okay, so here's my other thing. I think if it's a character from the past, I think they're under a little more scrutiny because if there are characters from now that I'm like, no, no, this character deserves like the praise. I'm like, okay, well, the old stuff has to go.
See, I'm okay with that, I think, for both of them. So, yeah,
Just because I think
they've
the
had their time in the light.
they've had their time in the light, and the other characters we had way more to say about.
I feel like last year we had very little and we brought up a lot of older characters. So, yeah, I think this year was actually a really good year for character development.
Yeah, like this year's been really good. 2023 was a really good one. We're getting rid of Barry and Saga, by the way, leaving us with Mia and Zoe, Hazel, Gustav, Mael, and Lune. Yeah, but yeah, 2024 story wise, I'd have to go back and look at our character conversation. But I think it was weak when you compare it to 2023. And I'm looking here, like we've got stories about AI and like storytelling and just like like genuine storytelling as opposed to it being replicated for capital. We've got this gothic tale of the South and just people in their pain and people in their sorrows and the things that drives them to do, and it's just a really, again, really good magical realism world. And then you have constant death, people dying every day, people dying every year, just being rose petaled to death.
Being Thanos snapped.
Thanos snapped. There was a point of me where I wanted to nominate some of the older expeditions for this because as you start to find some of the stuff, you start to realize like what they went through or what they've added to the mix. So I think it was like Expedition 69 and 70 both had a hand in inventing like the mechanical ledges that you see throughout the world.
Mhm.
And the later into the game you get, like these things are like everywhere and you're like, "Oh my god."
They made it everywhere.
They
Yeah.
like they either made it everywhere or like there are a lot of expeditions that have like utilized this piece of tech, and it really starts to make you appreciate the former expeditions and the things that they've done. Now there are some goofy expeditions that like die off in a corner and you're like, "Well, that was dumb. Why are you
What
over
was it
here?"
which one was it where they're like, yeah, they watched their ship, like, go off into sea and then just disappear, and it's because they got picked up by a fucking hurricane that threw them right onto the middle of the land.
I don't remember. I don't remember that, but I got to a point in the game where you can go back to the opening place where the game starts, where your
Yep.
expedition starts, and you can still get your shit rocked there. By the way, in case you were wondering,
Ooh,
you
okay.
can still get rocked. No, but like Expedition 69 and 70. Hats off to you. You guys are cuckoo bananas. Thank you for the ledges. Maybe we'll get more into the expedition stuff. I wanted to learn more about the expeditions. I guess I just got to find the rest of the tapes on my own.
I mean, my plan is for sure I'm gonna actually, I'm thinking about taking my PlayStation with me to Florida and just while the baby's sleeping, fucking grinding out whatever games I haven't finished.
I thought I thought I would be done with Expedition 33 by now, but I'm doing a lot of side stuff. So, uh, if I was gonna, if you were gonna keep one of the Expedition 33 people, who would you keep?
I mean, I'm in love with Gustav for good reasons, not just because he's gorgeous.
Is
I like
he's not gonna leave your starting party, is he?
no, he's probably always gonna be there.
What's your favorite attack of his?
Ooh, so I kinda like, I forget the name of it, but it's the very first one that lets you mark enemies.
I forget that one too. I like his overcharge though, which is the
His
one
overcharge is good.
that you're
I just
charging
I
up.
I've come to love the fact that it costs only 2 energy to mark people, and then I can have, Lune come up and just blast them with their weakness and destroy them.
So it sounds like you're keeping Gustav.
Oh, yeah, honestly, the those 3 as of right now are probably always gonna be in my party. I'm probably never I don't know how many other people you get other than, the Vaso guy,
Verso.
Bio, Verso.
Verso. So we'll get rid of Maya and Lune. I will have a stronger argument for them at the end of the year. I just I want you to have this moment, Josh. Uh,
I'm telling you, like, I've never had such a man crush on a character before. I love Gustav.
do we what order do we want to put these folks in?
So, hear me out. I like Mio and Zoe a lot. They were such great characters. They kicked off the year for us. I fell in love with the whole story. I think that was probably the first game in a long time that we reviewed that I actually, like, completed the story. Like, there's a lot of times I feel like I get, like, a good chunk of it in, so I understand what's going on, I can write it, but I never get to finish it, and the last time I did that, I felt like had been a long time ago, so I actually really enjoyed them as characters.
So I think they're fun characters. The game also takes like for it being a co-op game, it takes the time. It like has small moments for you to have with them. So like I'm thinking of like all the benches scattered around all the different worlds where you can sit there and just kind of peek out into the landscape and look at
Mhm,
like the world that one of them has created. There's the moment where they turn into monsters and they have a dance off with the Dance King, the Monkey King, or whatever
mhm.
his name is. Just and it's a game that's not afraid to be goofy, but then when it's serious, it gets fucking serious, man.
It's very heartfelt, very well written. I mean, there wasn't like even the side what's considered the side, missions or side, worlds, those even just added on to their character development.
Yeah, when you end up in the world as pigs and you see that play out again, we're gonna try and avoid spoilers. It's a little easier for this game, uh, but you end up going through the life of a pig, and I'll say that's all I'll say for those who haven't experienced it yet. And it's just this fun, stupid moment that in other games it would just be a real quick side joke, but this they create a whole fucking level and dedicate it to this joke.
And they even make fun of one character's ability to basically fart their way across a room, and the other one, I forget what the other one's was ability was.
Oh, I'm blanking on it. Are we talking
Mio's
about the
was able to
dragons?
fart. No, no, no. The pigs.
Oh,
Mio's
okay.
was able to fart long distance. What was Zoe's?
Oh, I'm blanking. Was it the ability to, like, control
Was it
plants or something like that?
oh, she had the spring, so basically her body would like her head and stuff would raise up,
That's
and then
right.
you could once you let go, I think your bottom half came up first like a slinky.
Gotcha. Man, that was a fun game. That was a fun little
That was
co-op
really fun.
game.
We need to go back and do the trophies and achievements still.
When the time presents itself, we got more games to play though. So we're
I
we're
know.
down to the last 3. We got Mio and Zoe as one conjoined, nominee. We've got Hazel and we got Gustav. Uh, I mean, we've got him right now as 1, 2, 3. Do you see Gustav passing Hazel?
Thing is I don't really haven't really played with Hazel and you have. I am gonna leave this up to you.
You know what? I love Hazel. I think she's a great character. I think we're gonna move Gustav up for now. I
Okay.
think Gustav's a strong number 2. Uh, and he's your favorite party member in Expedition 33.
I'm sorry, everybody, if you're upset with that, but god damn, Gustav is just I could melt in that man's eyes.
You could melt in that man's eyes. Do you know what you're saying?
I no, that's how like I'm into it. Like he's oh man, sexy Frenchman. I have a
S-
man crush. I can't help it.
So you're saying you're shot through the heart and he's to blame.
Yes.
You give love a bad name.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Epic rock solo.
I think we I think we have it. Josh doesn't know why I'm losing my mind right
I
now.
don't, but I know I made him laugh, so
Yeah, you made me laugh. All right. So this is the best new character of the year so far. In first place, we have Mio and Zoe from Split Fiction. In second place, we have Gustav from Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. I'm sorry. It's really hard to get through that. Uh, Josh is still in Act 1. He's having a great time with the game. I love it. I'm in Act 3. Uh, Josh's favorite character is Gustav. And then Hazel from South of Midnight at number 3. I love Hazel. I love South of Midnight. I really hope that game gets a sequel. I really hope it sold well enough for them to be like, yeah, we're doing a sequel. Because what is it? What else is that team gonna do? A sequel to We Happy Few? You ain't gotta do that.
they're doing a movie though.
Oh fuck, they are. All right, well, hey, that's the first category. Mark it up. Mark it in the book, folks. We did it. We got through the first category.
Thank God.
Thank God. It only took us an hour. Next one's a little easier.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna knock this out pretty quickly, I think.
No, we're not. Next category is best box art so far. And the nominees, it's a little messy, but take a look. All right, look with me. I've got it on GIMP so I can scroll, I can do all this stuff. Again, if you're watching video, this is just going to be an easier category to keep up with. So let me run through these. I'm going to zoom in on them just because it'll make it easier for me to read them. We've got Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. We've got Split Fiction, Splitgate 2, Revenge of the Savage Planet. We've got Avowed. We got Rise of the Ronin, which I completely forgot came out this year, by the way.
Wait, it came out this year?
I'm pretty sure that's this year. Double check that
Dude,
for me. Double check
I'm
that for
gonna.
me. We can scratch it if it didn't, but I'm pretty sure that came out this year. We've got Blueprints. We've got South of Midnight. We've got Citizen Sleeper 2, Star Wars Vector. We've got Doom: The Dark Ages. We've got Atom Fall. We've got Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Keep Driving. The Oblivion Remastered. Yeah, Oblivion Remastered. Yep. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. Age of Mythology Retold. Rematch. The new contender, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. You can't see it back here, but we do have Monster Hunter Wilds. Again, that's another one where I'm like, wow, that came out this year. Mario Kart World. Mind's Eye. Dune Awakening. And The Altars.
Rise of Ronin, PS5, March 22nd, 2024.
All right, I was
PC, March 11th, 2025.
okay. So that's why it was so fresh in my mind. It came. It
Yes, I was like,
stays.
I can't.
It stays. It stays.
That's fine.
2025.
That's fine.
All right. Right away, Josh. I think we can get rid of. If let me scroll out here. I think we can get rid of Age of Mythology. I like, and if you're watching, I'm scrolling in. I didn't. It's not a vector. I got a PNG, so it's gonna be a little. This looks better. This looks better in other places, but I mean, it's got the gods on it. They're all attacking out. It's manipulating you with the orange and blues that people like to do on the posters.
It's got it's got the Disney posters when it comes to multiple
It's got the faces.
people. Yeah,
It's got the modern day Hollywood poster. I think there's too much going on this. Now, like if you gave me
yes.
like 4 gods instead of like hell, there's like 10 characters on this. It's just a lot. And I get that you want to like show off that like, hey, we cover multiple mythologies and it's not just Greek or it's not just Roman. But I think this is too much and I think we can scratch off Age of Mythology Retold. What say
Yeah,
you?
I'm totally in game for that.
All right, let me come over here and get rid of it. Age of Mythology is gone. Goodbye. Do you have any favorites?
Um, so yes, actually, I have two. Well, actually, I have like three on here. I think that are my favorites. Uh, Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Very, very strong contender for me as well.
Yes, I mean, yes, it may look simple, but it speaks volumes, especially if you've played the first one.
Right.
Uh, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I think they did a really good job with the darker contrast in the middle with the lighter, like, surroundings.
Right.
Very much gives off, like, there's hope all around you type deal.
To me, it gives off the, "Hey, this is a big fantasy epic." It gives off the fantasy
No, that
epic
too, yeah.
vibes. 'Cause you
Um,
got the paintress here in the background, you got this big 33 in front of him, and then you got the heroes like, "Alright, let's go kill this motherfucker."
yeah. And then the last one that really caught my attention, I shouldn't say caught my attention, I just love it, and I don't know why. I do know why. Oblivion Remastered.
It looks
So,
good. Like,
I
it's
it's
clean.
clean. It's I mean, to me, like, remember how it looked like when it or remember the box art for the 360 version?
It looks like a book. It
Yeah,
looks like the front of a tome.
yes. This looks so much more epic because they kept the symbol,
Mhm.
but at the same time, they implemented it as an Oblivion gate
Yeah.
with a badass fucking knight standing in front of it. Like, that looks so fucking awesome.
I do think those 3 are strong contenders. I'd say my favorite 3 are probably On the Beach, Oblivion, and Avowed are probably my favorite 3 right now.
Okay.
Uh, let's start to whittle down. I'm okay with cutting Atomfall. It's pretty basic. It's a guy
Yeah.
standing in a field looking at, like, a town with, like, some stuff. There's a crow. There's green. I appreciate them not doing the blue and orange that everybody does. Whenever a poster doesn't do blue and orange, I'm like, "Okay, you've earned my respect. You're not trying to
You've
trick
got my
me."
attention, yes.
Yes, yes. And that's a what I love about this category is you don't have to play the game, but I have played, like, an hour of this, by the way.
I
Uh,
so I left. I literally had it from the library, and because and it literally was like one of those, "Oh, hey, you have another thing available." And I'm like, "Wait, what's available?" And it told me Downfall. I'm like, "Oh, wow, I wasn't expecting to get that so quickly." I had it for like a month, didn't play it, and had to return it.
I need to go back to it, but very much this box catches the vibe of the game very much. It does a
I
really
like
good
it.
job, but I'm okay with getting rid of it. Are you?
I'm game. Yeah, let's get rid of it.
All right, we are getting rid of Atomfall. I gotta find it on the list on the side over here. It's just the easiest way to delete it. There we go.
Have one I would like to get rid of.
What's that?
Mario Kart World.
You don't like the Mario Kart World
No.
box? Why not?
Know what it reminds me of more than anything?
What?
Super Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers box are fine.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying it's like, wow, you did something very generic for your brand now.
What I do like, what I like more than the box, again, whenever a box or a poster like wants to stuff a bunch of characters on there, I'm always like, you don't have to do that. But I do like the logo. I think the logo is very clean.
I like the logo, I just don't like everything else about the game. Or as far as, like, the cover. Like, it's just too busy. There's too much going on there.
I agree. Well, we can get rid of it. But still, great. If this category was best logo, I think it'd be in the running.
I think so too.
We should do a best logo in the future. In the future, Mind's Eye.
You know what this reminds me of every time I look at this cover?
What is it?
I so it just reminds me of, like, every generic, like, action movie.
Very much. You got your two leads. You've got like some bad guy in the back chasing towards
Yep.
them or like looking menacingly. You've got the
Yeah.
blue and the orange. You got the manipulative blue and orange because it's what attracts the eye. Of course, they reversed the E at the end, so this would not win best logo. By the way,
No.
just very generic. Just very. We can get rid of it, right? It can go.
Yeah.
We've too many words and too much ink has been spilled on that game already. Dune Awakening, I like the vibe of it. I like the the different families here standing together. I like the worm. I like the worm back there.
Every time I see a video for this game, part of me just wants to play it because I I saw one of the biggest sandworms ever at least in my opinion, because I haven't seen the newest movie. One of the biggest sandworms portrayed in the whole series on there, and I'm like, "Dude, this looks fucking awesome." That and the fact that they have, like, "Hey, if you leave your vehicle out in the sand, it literally deteriorates."
Yeah, is this free? Is this game free?
No, I think it cost.
So it's okay, so it's an MMO, so you pay to play, right? It's an MMO, right?
Yeah. Oh, technically it's a survival game,
Okay.
technically.
We'll have to look at it. I like this poster.
I'm pulling it up now.
I don't think it's top 3,
No.
but it is a very
49
good looking poster.
49.99.
Hats off to the Dune
It
Awakening
is
team.
considered an MMO.
Gotcha. Hats off to the Dune Awakening team. Great, great, great box, but it's not going to make top 3 today. It's just not. The altars. I kind of like this. I kind of like this post. I know nothing about this game, but this poster did catch my eye when it was. I think this is on Game Pass.
You know what it kind of gives me a vibe of? A mid 2000s rock band.
That, or it's kind of got the not so much. Maybe like an Ocean's 11, but all the guys are like Gen Z, Gen Alpha.
Yes. I can see that too. I kind of like it.
I kind of like. I think it stays for now.
I also think the pink in the background's really like I'm vibing to
It's
that. That's a
really good.
fucking yeah.
The only thing that threw me was like the way some of these guys are faded. It kind of had me worried. Like, oh well, is there AI involved here? Like anytime I see anything that just kind of looks out of place, the few little I scoured this. I went and looked at hands. I wanted to make sure every hand belonged to who it was supposed to. The hand right here had me worried at first, but I was like, oh wait, this is this guy's hand like hooking in for the fork. Uh, Again, if this is AI, I'm gonna be really disappointed. But it's a
I
good
hope not.
poster.
It looks pretty good.
Let's move around the board here. Still got a few games left. Let's hear Lost Records. What I really like about this one, at first this one's just kind of like, it's just okay. But then you realize they all like the ones in the middle. Everyone's sharing an eye.
I didn't notice that until you pointed it out.
It's really cool. It's really
It is pretty
fucking cool
cool.
the way they do that. I really like that. Like yeah, you don't notice it right away, but then when you see it, you're like, oh shit, that's really cool. Because you think originally, early on, you just think, oh, it's just the faces all next to each other, but then you realize they're sharing eyes.
I think the only thing I don't like about it is they do the next combination a lot of game companies like to do that purplish, pinkish, and blue.
I'm okay with that. I'll take the purple, pink, blue over the red,
Oh no,
orange.
I will too. I'm just saying I think that's probably the only thing if I'm gonna nitpick it, that's probably the one thing I'm like, yeah, if you make me pick one bad thing or one thing where I'm like, you probably could have done something different. Is that
I also really like the logo. This would win. This would be up there in best logo. Um, all right, this one's a little more goofy. Like a
we can get
Dragon,
rid of it
Pirate Yakuza
personally?
Hawaii. It's funny. Is it gonna make top 3? Hell no. But it's just a goofy. It's a goofy poster slash box that really catches the essence of playing a like a Dragon or a Yakuza game, right? Just that goofiness.
Yeah, I don't like it. It seems like they had a rush job, and this is like, okay, no, we're just gonna take a fucking still of the
Put
character, and we're just gonna post him on there.
put one of the pirates up. Stat. Do it now. All right, he's gone. I also don't like Monster Hunter Wilds. I know you liked this. You nominated this
So
one.
I nominated it, but I actually prefer the special like the seal the what's the steel case? Yeah, the steel case. The steel case one looks a little bit better, in my
There's just
opinion.
there's just no contrast here.
No,
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell where the monster ends, where they be. Like you can like you really have to squint at it to see what's going on. Like, oh, this is a big rock monster. Like, what is this? Is this its body? Is this its wing? Are they on grass or are they on like a bird? Like, what is going on here? Again, okay logo, not the greatest logo in the world,
no,
but there's just way too much going on here.
yeah, we can get rid of it.
All right, Monster Hunter Wild. Goodbye. Where can I find you? I'm also okay with parting ways with at midnight. At midnight, I knew I was gonna do that. South, south of midnight. Let me get over to it. It's fun. I like the again logo is banging. They get the bottle trees involved, which is great. Which is a common thing you see throughout the game. They've got some of her. They got her staff right here. They have one of her later outfits in the game. I think there's some little guys right here. It's a fun poster. I just think there's not enough there to really sell.
Yeah,
Banging logo though. I love that fucking logo. While we're over here, Blueprints, the game I love to hate. I might go back to this in July and try to beat it. I've been thinking about it. But the game or this poster here is the mansion. It's your character walking into the house. I mean, it's even got details from the actual game in here. So like if you look at this gate is there and you can eventually go through that gate. And it kind of plays on like the fact the house is mysterious. You never know what room is going to be where, so the house is kind of like almost glued together from the looks of it right here. How do you feel about this poster, Josh? There's no orange. There's like a little glint of
Mm,
yellow, but there's no orange with all this blue.
I don't know. To me, it's just I like the way I, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to say this. I like how it doesn't look like any of it's connected. It looks like it's just a bunch of like houses put together.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, it's too basic.
I like the you see like in the backdrop here you can see like blueprints of a house behind it. When you get up to the logo, and again, great logo. Josh, we might need a logo category at the end of the year.
It sounds like it.
But it's got some of the lines that you would see on a blueprint. I don't know what font this is they're using for the words on here, but these are great as well. Uh, we can cut it. I do think they're just better contenders here.
Too many contenders.
Too many. We've got a lot on this. Josh was like, "This is gonna be a quick category,
I said it
guys."
jokingly.
No, you were like, we're gonna be at 20 minutes
Compared,
tops.
compare, no,
20 minutes tops.
compared to new characters, which now I'm starting to think, I don't. This probably is going to take a little bit longer than new characters.
All right, so here let's recap what we have left. Let me actually move stuff around because we got to look. We didn't have enough room to fit everything. Now we have a lot more room. Moving. Hold on 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna keep talking to you. I would make Death Stranding smaller, but I just don't want to because
I
I
mean,
think
we're
that
going
would.
to no, we're going to clear them up pretty quickly here. So
All right, so remaining games are Split Fiction, Splitgate 2, Revenge of the Savage Planet, Avowed, Rise of the Ronin, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Oblivion Remastered, Keep Driving, Doom: The Dark Ages, Citizen Sleeper 2, The Altars, Rematch, and Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
uh, I forgot what I was going to say. Rematch
I like it.
is a top three contender, though, Nick.
They're playing soccer.
It's a very generic soccer.
Have you played? I've played Rematch. I've played a little bit of Rematch. It's pretty good.
Nick, is it a generic soccer game?
No, it's Rocket League without the cars.
So a generic soccer game.
It looks good. I'm okay with getting rid of it, but I
I,
like it
I'm
when
sorry. I love how you're like, oh, it's Rocket League without the cars.
I will say when I
That's
first
basically
saw this
called
poster, I
soccer.
knew nothing about the game, and I was like, "Oh, this is soccer." So Josh is using my logic against me like a fucking bastard. But yes, Rematch can go. I'm okay with cutting ties with Rise of the Ronin as well. As
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
it's really cool. It's really nice, but it's got the blue and the orange, and I mean, there's better box art here with there's other box art with swords here that are better than this one.
Yes.
Rise of the Ronin is fallen. All
There is
right.
no rise of that Ronin.
I'm also Josh, Revenge of the Savage Planet. This box is atrocious. You
Yeah,
nominated this.
there's a lot of green. A lot of green and purple.
It's just hard to tell what's what. I kind of feel like I'm a judge on I forget the tattoo competition. But there was like
Ink
just
Masters?
Ink Masters are like
You watched that and I know the name. What is wrong with
I've
that?
watched every season. They're like, you're not gonna be able to tell what this is in 3 months, man. You botched this one. But no, there's too much green. Like I can see zooming in, I can see the two leading characters running away from these monsters that are oozing on them. But there's just too much going on, and then the logo's too big.
Yeah.
The logo's way too big. So getting rid of Revenge of the Savage Planet. Uh okay, one of the split games have to split. Which one is it?
Splitgate. Splitgate has to go.
You think split game? Yeah, they're essentially doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, but Split Fiction does it way better.
Yeah, they have. It's more interesting. There's fantasy stuff. There's sci-fi stuff in the backdrop, and they kind of have like each part of their bodies on each side, so that part is like transformed to that other thing. So you have Zoe going into sci-fi, going into like her sci-fi garb. You have part of Mio going into her fantasy garb. Yeah, I think Splitgate out of those two is gone. Make first person shooters great again. What a fucking clown. This was a late addition, but I did want to nominate it and get it on there so more people. I'm sure enough people have heard about this game. But Keep Driving is I believe it's like it's an RPG. Would you call it an You've seen this game, right, Josh?
Yeah, it's I mean, I would say it's an RPG.
Where you're trying to get to a friend's house, you gotta drive, you get into, like, turn-based battles with, like, slow drive slow drivers and some other traffic issues, and you're managing your equipment just to try and get to where you're going. I played this for a Steam Fest a few months back. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Uh
they are considering it an RPG/adventure. Yeah.
uh, I think it's a little bit it's hand-drawn, people just chilling on a car with their dog. I I don't think you need to smoke. I mean, I guess the game is set in the '90s, so everyone was still smoking. Uh, I like the logo. It's basic. It's got the road stuff in it. If you asked me to make this logo in GIMP, I could make it for you. But I think that when it's simple like that, I think it's beautiful. Uh,
Sorry, I just laughed because they did one of the turn-based battles they just did on the trailer was against a tractor.
yeah, slow draft. There you go.
Yeah,
Go play Keep Driving. I'm going to get rid of it here. Let me find it on here. There it
it's
is.
on sale right now for those interested.
How much is it?
13.49 until July 10th.
I might have to swoop in and buy that. We'll see. All right. Now we're down to the nitty gritty. We are down to the final 9. Again, we got to whittle it down to 3. There are 2 on here that we haven't talked actually 3. I think Avowed is gonna make top 3.
Yeah, I do like Avowed. It did what South of Midnight couldn't do with the white background.
Yeah, like
It just did
the
really well.
minimalists. Yeah,
Yes.
it's just really interesting. It's just pretty it's good to look at.
Like that is like if I saw that on someone's body, I'd be like, dude, that's fucking sick.
Like, there are versions of this without the Avowed across the skeleton's chest. And even, like, just looking at that, it's like, man, that would like, that yeah, that tattoo would
It's
be
very
sick. If I
pretty.
saw
Yeah.
that poster on someone's wall, I'd be like, "Kick ass." Whereas if I saw the South by Midnight or South of Midnight on someone's on wall, I'd be like, "Oh, that's South of Midnight." I think
Yeah.
there's something about a box art when you look at it and you don't even need the name on it to be like, "Man, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I
great."
I, I dig it.
Oblivion, I think, can stay for now. Lost Records, I don't think is gonna stand in this pool of people, this pool
No,
of
there's
box arts.
too many strong contenders. It's not that it's bad. It's just
I really do like the eyeballs, like the way
dude, I mean,
they
I keep
connected the
looking at it now.
faces.
You since you've pointed it out, it's like, damn, that's actually really fucking cool.
It's really good. Go play Lost Records.
Not only that, but if you look at where their faces end, sort of, it starts like that's where their noses hit almost.
Yeah, it's a really
Really fucking cool.
yeah, really creative poster, really great. I love it. But yeah, it's not gonna make top 3. Sorry, guys. Doom: The Dark Ages. This is a cool like this is a rock and roll poster.
This is like one of those like old Renaissance, like, hey, we're gonna depict like or hell on earth or something like that, or like a what is it? Adam reaching out for God or
I
reaching out to God.
I
You know what I'm
didn't
talking about, though,
I've
right?
I've never gone to school, Josh. I don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah, you've seen
No.
those.
I know what you're talking about. But no, like if you told me this if you got rid of the Doom the Dark Ages and you told me this was a Judas Priest record album cover or trying to think of another an Iron Maiden record cover, I'd be like, "Yeah, that looks like something Iron Maiden would do."
Yeah.
It's very Army of Darkness. It's fine. It's good. I don't think it stands though.
No.
And this is
Like I said,
one
we've got strong contenders. I'm sorry.
this is probably going to be the next thing I play after I'm done with Cleric's Gear, by the way. It's either that or
It's on
finish
my
Avowed.
list.
It's either that or finish Avowed. Citizen Sleeper 2 Star Vector. I like the use of blue and yellow here. I also like all the space junk floating around your character. This is another one I have downloaded, have not played yet, but I do love this poster. And I don't. How's the first one? Is this pull up the first one real quick, Josh, and remind me
Yep.
is this a one? Is it a one? It's not a one for one, is it?
No.
Okay. I like
First
this
one, the first one gives off more like a Cyberpunk 2077.
type vibe.
Yeah, as far as like, I mean, it's got like, so it's got a pink background. You have the character like looking up to like this dystopia
Uh,
with flying cars.
I'm just looking at this. and I'm starting to think Citizen Sleeper and the Altars can go,
I'd be okay with that.
just because I'd make a better argument for the other 5 compared to these 2. So let's see, Citizen Sleeper, you're gone. The Altars, you're gone. All right, that leaves us with Split Fiction, Avowed, Oblivion Remastered, Expedition 33, and Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
This is gonna be hard.
This is gonna be really hard. So I like the Death Stranding one. My question is the points that we put against South of Midnight, where you have the characters against a white backdrop. Isn't this just doing the same thing, or is it like the fact that we're seeing Sam Porter Bridges kissing this baby is like hinting at it's like a sentimental moment, like because it plays with the themes of connection and community and reconnecting the world.
See, so yes, I agree. It does bring in that sense of like, yeah, it's just very generic, very basic background with a what technically I guess a B-list celebrity technically.
No, Norman's not B. Norman's not B
I,
list
I
anymore.
okay, well he was never whatever. A-list celebrity kissing a toddler.
I don't even think that you're like A or B anymore. I think if you're working at this point, just
No,
because
that's
it's so
fair.
hard out there.
But I think what it does is remember the first one was him with like basically stuck in the rain looking up.
Yeah, just standing there.
Yeah, like the world has stood still. Like there's nothing. Where this is like, well, it's the sequel. It's a few years into the future. It's things have changed. Things are growing. We're nurturing a younger generation to grow up in a world that wasn't that world.
I mean, you're selling me on it. The issue is that we have 5 boxes here and we need to cut 2.
I know it's difficult. So I think so. As much as I love Oblivion's cover,
I was getting ready to harp on this.
this it's the second time coming.
Yeah, they had their time.
They had their time, and it's not that it's a bad cover. I just think, you know what? They've had their moment. Yes, it's if you haven't played it, play it. It's a great remaster. Um, there's a ton of things they did in there that are great, and there's a ton of things, and then you're like, why did you keep this? I digress.
Yeah, why?
I
Why is this still broken? I don't know. I think there's some charm to the bugs, right?
only if it doesn't end your game, and that was majority of the reasons why I never really finished Oblivion is because I would go do a quest where I have to lead somebody, and then they get bugged out and just never find them ever again. So your quest just ends there.
All right, Oblivion is gone. That leaves us with Split Fiction, Avowed, Expedition 33, and Death Stranding 2.
Okay. So I definitely think it's between Expedition 33 and Split Fiction because I love Death Stranding and I love Avowed. They do such a fantastic job in their own ways with the basic background.
I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think Avowed's number 1.
See, I almost agree with you at that point because there's something about it. They did such a great job. It's the colors, it's the coloring in general. They did such a great job.
It's gonna get a little uglier here because I'm scaling it up just to make it bigger.
That's okay. That's okay.
It didn't mess it up too bad. I can get a cleaner one if I need to later. Uh, yeah, I think Avowed easily takes the top crown. So then it becomes a battle for second and third at that point. I I
See,
think Split Fiction
I think
makes a case for. Go ahead, go ahead.
I think I see my three in order right now.
You think you see your 3?
I'm gonna go Avowed.
We cut Death Stranding. Is that what you're saying? He's thinking. He's
If
thinking for those audio
if
listeners.
if we have to keep one basic background, Avowed stays, Death Stranding goes.
Yeah, I agree.
And
It,
then I say it's Avowed, Expedition, Split Fiction.
yeah, I feel that because I mean, I was almost going to pitch you on getting rid of Expedition 33, but I think it makes a stronger case than Death Stranding because I mean, we South of Midnight we canned for just being the basic white background. This is kind of doing the same thing.
And even then,
If one game's going to get away with it, it's going to be Avowed.
and if anything, I mean, by game of the year, I will more than likely have at least started Death Stranding 2, and I might have a better case for it. at that point. But for now, I think these are our 3.
I think you're right. Again, Split Fiction's just really good combining the sci-fi and fantasy. Expedition 33 just gives you that big fantasy adventure vibe, and then Avowed is just great to look at.
God, honestly, I kinda want I might have to see if anybody sells that poster, and I might have to replace one of my posters with that. That looks so fucking cool.
Like, they use every color of the rainbow. I remember when that was like, when that box was announced, I was like, "Oh, this looks really good." Like, I want to play this. Let me play this.
I'm looking to see if anybody sells it.
Maybe
Xbox Gear Shop, 29.99 for an 18-inch by 24-inch.
it's not bad. Hop on it before it's gone. Limited
Wait,
supplies.
that's not very big, though.
No, it's not. You gotta get a big one. This is a poster that, like, demands to be the whole fucking wall, Josh.
Oh, here we go, Displate. Displate has it.
How
Oh,
much?
it's not the one.
Oh, they have a different one.
Yeah, and it does not look nearly as good.
It's it's bootleg. It's just like the skeleton in black and not black and white, in gray. You're like, "No, I wanted all the colors." Okay. Hey, everybody, we reached the end of that. So the winner, the top 3 of best box art, we have Split Fiction at 3rd, Expedition 33 at 2, and then taking the cake is Avowed with that beautiful skeleton, that dead skeleton man. Those are some good posters, Josh. Are you still
Yeah,
poster
no.
hunting?
Yeah, there's, one without the avowed in the middle, $200.
$200. From who? Who's selling that?
Cook and Becker.
I don't know who the fuck those people are. Just check Obsidian. Check the developer. They may have a shop. Who knows? Or Xbox might have fired all of them and said, "No, we're your shop now." Check that, and then we're gonna do this last category.
Oh, merch. They have a
Merch.
merch. Oh, it takes you to the Xbox Gear Shop. So is
T-
that 18 by 24?
Told you. 18 by 20. It's still a respectable size.
Well,
It's a good poster.
that.
That's fine.
That's Metroid. I like that
That's
Metroid one.
fine. Just get one and put it next to
Maybe
it.
I'll
There's
get rid of
enough
that.
room.
Well, I've got my other Metroid one. I'll just take the other one down. I'll flip it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
just put it in front of it. All right, we've got one more category for the day. So we just wrapped up best box art of the year so far. Before that, we did best character. We're wrapping up with best free game, and this is our messiest category. Uh, end of end of the first day, we're allowed to be messy bitches, right, Josh?
Oh yeah, at this point, I mean, very loosely, it's best free game in a sense of Nick pays for Game Pass, I pay for PlayStation Plus, and at the same time, we shared our Steam libraries. So there are some games Nick has that I don't have, and vice versa.
Yeah. So extensively, like, somebody got to play it for free.
Yeah,
Is what we're saying. Somebody got to play it for free, or we just forgot. I mean, without Game Pass, I wouldn't have been able to play half of these games. So I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna sit here and argue semantics. I'm just gonna be like, man, it felt like I really stole this game by playing it through this service or getting it for free through Josh. So best free game. Fuck it, we're gonna do it. I don't care. You ready, Josh?
let's do it.
All right. The nominees are Dead Island 2, which was a game that was given away on the Epic Game Store. Happy Game, another one. RoboCop Rogue City, which Josh got through PS Plus.
Mhm.
Inscription, was that through me being on Steam, the Steam
Yeah,
family thing? Signalis, another one of those.
yep.
Crash Trilogy, that's another Steam family share. 9 Years of Shadow. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is another free Epic game. Infinity Nikki is a free, I guess, gotcha game, is what you'd call it.
Yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo, I believe, was another Epic game given away recently. Blueprints, played it on Game Pass. Oblivion Remastered, South of Midnight, Game Pass. Did you play Monster Hunter Wilds for free?
No.
How'd
Why'd
that
you
get
think I
on
played
there?
it for free? I didn't put that on there.
I didn't put it on there either.
I thought you did.
No. How'd this get on
No,
here?
that one's getting removed. I have no idea.
That's a
I
ghost.
I
A
know for a
ghost.
fact I didn't put
A
it there.
ghost added that. Baldur's Gate 3. Josh got it through Steam through me. Diablo 4. That's Game Pass.
So no. So because by the time this comes out, it will be free on PlayStation. I already have the physical copy, and I just want to talk about it because I'm starting to play it with Brendan.
But also, Josh, if you got it through the library, we can also shout out the library. But you do pay taxes, so it's technically also not free.
Oh, we could. There's been a ton. I didn't even think about that. Damn it!
Again,
I could
if
have
you
put
think
in
of
so
something
much
to
more
add, if
games.
you think of something to add, add it. But yeah, hey, this is already a messy category. If you're mad that this is a messy category, this is all made up.
Yeah.
Everything, the last two categories, we made those up too. So just chill, have fun. We also have Ultros on here, which you got through me from Steam. Fortnite, which has always been free. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, was that a free PS Plus game
That
recently?
was this month for yeah,
It's a good game. It's a good game. And
it
Minecraft,
was a great game.
which I play for free wherever I can. Yeah. Right away, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get rid of Happy Game because I planned on playing it. I haven't touched it yet. So it's basically doing that thing that all my Epic games do is just sit there in my library.
I'll go ahead and knock out Diablo 4 because I know you're already really hesitant with it. It's going to be free by the time this releases. Um, but yeah, no, I'm playing it again with Brendan, and well, I shouldn't say again. I've never actually beat it. Never actually got past like the second act or chapter, whatever it's called. So it'd be nice to just get through it and finally play it.
I'm also gonna get rid of Infinity Nikki. It's one I've downloaded with the intent to play and just looked at. It's sitting right under Fortnite, and every time I go to click it, I accidentally click Fortnite and accidentally play 5 hours of Fortnite. I don't know how it happens. It just happens. So I'm gonna get rid of Infinity Nikki.
I would like to also go ahead and knock out Ultros because I'm not very far into it. Um, but it's a lot of fun. It's it has a very a unique way of like a Metroidvania. I'm kind of digging it so far.
I told you it'd be good. I told you.
Pretty good.
I told
Pretty
you.
good.
Um, I want to keep, if I can find it. I do want to keep Blueprints on here. I also want to keep South of Midnight.
You put 9 Years of Shadow on here, and I gotta ask, why'd you do that? Did you get that for free?
You played it for free through me, didn't you?
No, because I bought a copy before we shared.
Oh, well then we can get rid of it. I was
Okay,
adding
that's why I
it.
was like,
I was adding it because I knew you were playing it. And I figured you
no,
were
I
playing
thought
it
you
because
added. No, I thought you did because it was a review, and I was like, I thought that was 2 years ago.
you don't have to play, guys. You don't have to. No, I bought that when it came out. Guys,
Uh,
don't play. You don't have to play 9 Years of Shadow. Now that guy does have a new game coming out. Remember we looked at that and it
oh
looks
yeah,
pretty
wait, that
good.
was him. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty good.
Is
Yeah,
that? I wonder if that. We haven't looked in a while. We need to see if that game's
we
out.
have to. We'll have to look after this.
We'll have to look. Uh, I want to keep Inscription on here because I know you played Inscription recently.
I have not played it since we last talked about it, but I need to since
Just
I didn't actually beat it.
the fact that you thought you beat it and you did not is just one of my favorite moments of all time. I'm gonna get rid of remastered just because I mean I could just go steal a copy of the original as well.
Yeah, and I got mine for free, but I also reviewed it, so it was actually putting work into it.
Yeah, we're not gonna be gross. We're not gonna put like old
No,
review games up here. Uh, Ghostwire Tokyo is another one I'm okay with deleting. I want to play it. It's cool that I got it for free because I was planning on buying it, but now I don't have to because I got it on Epic Game Store.
I got my copy. I just don't remember how much it cost me. Oh, that's a bug. What the fuck?
You get the bug? Did you get the bug, Josh?
Yeah, I got him. God, fuck this fucking basement.
Dude, basements are fun. Oh God, Josh, it's okay. You're okay.
Dude, make my skin dude, I got goosebumps now. I'm all itchy.
Let's see here. I'm okay with getting rid of Dead Island 2 as well, though great getting that for free. I don't if I'm going down this, like I know you played RoboCop, you played Inscription, you played Signalis, I played
Yep.
Crash. I have played Lego Star Wars, but it's not gonna make my top 3 at all. I've played Blueprints, South of Midnight. You've played Baldur's Gate. You're doing a campaign with that. I think
I
that
am I'm not very far though, so I think I'm okay with getting like I'm still tack I mean, I get with spoilers. I didn't make it very far. We just fought the mind flare that's like trapped
oh, and
after
that's
your ship crashes
yeah.
or after the ship crashes. Literally just got to that part. My character decides like I've tried to make my character like, oh, I'm going to my guy's super hot. He's like really tall and strong. He fucks anything. He's gonna fuck his way through this campaign. and my guy was too dumb to realize that the Mind Flayer was trying to basically take advantage of him, and basically killed me on the spot and almost killed our whole entire party.
Oh, so the campaign's over is what you're saying.
No, no, we lived. We lived. We barely lived. We almost died though.
Gotcha. So I'll scratch it if you're okay with that then.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sorry, I'm also cleaning as we're recording now because
Cleaning
I got some.
cleaning
Yeah,
the bug.
I cleaned the bug. I'm now cleaning around it because that just made my skin crawl.
Oh, you're fine.
Ugh,
You're fine. Have you played Bomb Rush Cyberpunk?
I have. Really fun. It definitely is definitely a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio. Definitely gives off a lot of it, and it's just an all around interesting game. Like, who doesn't like to skate and at the same time tag shit
And beat up cops.
and beat up
I
cops?
love
Like,
it.
who doesn't enjoy that?
Yeah, this was my Steam Deck game for a while. Like I would spend hours playing it in bed and then fall asleep. It's a good soundtrack too, by the way.
But it is a great soundtrack. But if I'm gonna pick one of the PlayStation games, it's gonna be RoboCop. RoboCop blew my mind. Like, I'm mortified that I didn't know about RoboCop before.
All right, I'm getting rid of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I am getting that RoboCop game, by the way. It's $5 on Steam right now,
Get it?
as of this recording.
Mm.
Uh, I'm okay with getting rid of Blueprints because I fucking hate it. I hate that game so
What's
much.
win?
I hate it, but I'm gonna go back and it's my love hate game where I'll be like, this game is just too much, and I'll be like, wow, this game is just everything I ever needed. And that'll probably be the rest of my year with Blueprints. Between Fortnite and Minecraft, I'm having way more fun with Minecraft right now. Fortnite, I just kind of fell off of right around. So for all of May and some of June, they did a Star Wars season, so everything was Star Wars, including the weapons, and it was fine. But like, I like OG Fortnite. I don't know. There's just something's been missing since last year, since they did the last flashback season or whatever, where they flashed back to the 2020 season with like minus and
The
everything. And
remix or the yeah.
remix or something. Yeah, they did it with Snoop Dogg, Ice Spice, and Eminem. Just ever since that, I've just kind of fallen off of Fortnite pretty hard. I want to get back into it because it's what I play with all my friends, but I'm okay with getting rid of it. Minecraft, I kind of want to stay here because I've been playing the shit out of that with my son. It just got this texture update that makes it look amazing. Like our house is on top of this hill overlooking like this small body of water with some mountains in the backdrop, and just the way the sun hits the water now, the water looks beautiful. Like the water just used to look blue.
Mhm.
Th- There's some good ass looking water, Josh.
I
Y-
believe it.
If you boot up Fortnite or Minecraft anytime soon, I think you should check it out. So I do want to keep Minecraft. I'll get rid of Crash Trilogy because playing that has reminded me how bad some of those levels are.
At least the first game. After that, I think second and third were pretty fucking good.
They're okay, but the second one has those levels where you're running from the boulders or the giant polar bear, which are fine, but they kind of hit a point where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then there's some like sewer levels that are kind of tough just
Yeah.
from a
Oh yeah.
jumping. Just the jumping has just always been messy in those games. But I did see that I think Crash 4 is like going to be a free game somewhere. Actually, it's on Game Pass. Never mind, it's
Ye
on Game Pass.
It says on Game Pass, and I think it's coming soon to Epic.
But I'm gonna check that out. So that leaves us with RoboCop Rogue City, Inscription, Signalis, South of Midnight, and Minecraft. And I also really want to keep South of Midnight just because it gives me Prince of Persia vibes, and it's just really good, heartfelt story. It's got that uh, gothic South vibe to it. Remember Norco from like 3 or 4 years ago? I'm really, really big on those right now. I might even go back and play Norco if I can find the time.
So if I'm gonna be honest, so I'll give you Minecraft just because you found a game not only that you're enjoying, but you're enjoying with your son. So I'm gonna give you that just off right off the bat. Like that's what I love to hear. That is what the future of gaming needs is you need to be able to pick something up with your kids
All
and be able
right,
to enjoy it.
stop grandstanding. Get off your high horse.
All
Say
right,
what you're gonna
of all
say.
seriousness, um, I loved RoboCop more than Inscription and Signalis combined. RoboCop just it was one of those, like, I felt so dumb not I don't even think it actually knew it released. I kinda did, but I didn't. But not giving it the time of day and then to get it for free, play it, and go, "Oh my god, I feel so bad." It reminds me so it does it's RoboCop. It reminds me of, Deus Ex,
Yeah,
Human Evolution. Revolution. Revolution.
Mankind Divided.
No, not the second one, or technically the second one. No, the first one. You have this good, bad attitude, you can upgrade your skills to do certain things. Like, yes, it was probably your generic, like, first person shooter RPG, however you wanna look at it, but it's RoboCop. Like, who doesn't wanna be a tin man blasting people
I
and
I love
kicking them?
I love my satire. I love my '80s satires movies, so I think I would love this RoboCop game.
And the fact that I can just kick people into oblivion or pick them up and use them as human shields or take TV monitors and just throw it at their heads and watch it explode, blow up heads. I mean, it's everything I wanted in, like, Deus Ex, but they made it real with RoboCop. Yes, I want RoboCop to stay on the list, so I'm okay with giving you your 2 if I get to keep RoboCop.
Of course, I will take off Inscription Sickness. I love that we're talking about RoboCop and the violence of RoboCop, and I've got fireworks popping off. Like, oh god,
Oh,
RoboCop's here.
is that what the face was? I was like, "Oh, he's just, like, very intrigued by what I'm saying or someone's talking to him."
No, Josh, I was listening attentively, but then the fire. I love that you were mentioning all this violence, and then I have fireworks popping at 10:30
Yes,
at night.
RoboCop's come to kick Nick's ass.
If I don't let it stay on the list, I'm going to die. No, just the way you talked about RoboCop, I do think it stays, and I think it's number one. And then
Sorry, RoboCop's so good.
second, I do want South of Midnight at second over Minecraft. Nothing against my son, love him to death. Just I've played through all of South of Midnight. I haven't played through all of Minecraft.
Nick's tired of leaving their house, coming back to having it half blown up because Gus didn't put torches up and a creeper spawned in there.
No, no, we finally got like we've made a porch around our house and we've fenced off the porch, so now creepers can't blow up our house anymore. Like we finally got that down because I got tired of like leaving the house, getting blown up, and like, oh shit, now we got to go find more because we don't have your typical wood planks. We have what are the cherry tree, like the Japanese trees. They're not bonsais. What are they called? Cherry blossoms. Japanese cherry blossoms.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a pink wood. And so if we run out, we have to go across the map and get more pink, chop down more trees instead of just getting
You
the
don't like
regular
pink wood?
planks that everybody goes for. What?
You don't like the pink wood?
No, I love the pink wood. It's annoying when the house gets blown up and we can't find all the planks. We have to go across the map and get more of them. I don't I don't dislike those trees because they're pink. I dislike them because they're so far away. But I have a bunch of like the little ones in a chest, so I'm like, we should start planting these. I mean, I used Minecraft to teach him that setting fires are bad. And you know how I did that? I
You
set a
set your
forest.
house on fire?
No, I set a forest on fire near our house.
Oh,
I was like, look, I was like, watch this. He's like, oh, cool, fire. I was like, yes, but watch. And we watched it spread. I was like, fire is very dangerous, dude. We do not play with fire.
and that's how Gus became an arsonist.
He became an arsonist from playing Minecraft. No, like I thought, like I was like, oh, this will be a good teaching moment, and I didn't
I do
realize
love
how out of
sorry,
hand the fire was going to get.
I do love how every time I've been over there and you're playing a game, you have to, like, "Gus, remember, this is a game."
Yeah, well, you have to say that. Like, if there's one
No,
thing,
it cracks me up because it's like, I figured at this point he would know enough where it's like, "Yeah, dude, this is a game, you don't repeat it," but you're like, every time I've been over there and you've played something, you reiterate it, and I'm like, I'm still new to being a dad, so I don't actually know. We had shitty parents who bought us Grand Theft Auto as, 5, 6-year-olds.
I just think of like how much I have to repeat myself with the small stuff. So I'm like, no, no, no. I need to repeat myself with this as well. I need him to know.
It just cracks me up. I mean, I say this, I don't know if I'll ever have to worry about it because I don't know if my kid's gonna be a gamer or not. Kinda hope she is just so I'm like, "Yes, I got somebody I can play games with," because my wife doesn't play games with me.
Not the kind you wanna play.
I'm down with playing a racing game, she just doesn't wanna play with me, and I'm like, "Okay, well."
I don't know what you're referencing. I made a sex joke, but whatever.
I'm talking about, like, her go-to is racing games, and I've got all these racing games, she never wants to play with me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Oh,
well,
okay.
I
Alright.
guess I'll just go play another sexy RPG game where I'm,
Sex with Hitler.
eh yeah, Sex with Hitler 3D."
Oh, it's his favorite game. I'm surprised it hasn't been nominated. Hey, best free game, 3rd place Minecraft, 2nd place South of Midnight. The winner, RoboCop Rogue City. It was I don't think you can get it for free anymore if you're on PS Plus, but it was free for a little bit there for you. I'm air quoting free in case you're a listener and you're like, "It's not free, you're paying for a service." We get it, we get it. We're messy bitches, I'm sorry.
I mean, plus it's our list, we're gonna put on there what we want, and know what? We have to do whatever it takes to make us feel better in life, because it's taken everything in us to just even play games.
Well, hey, guess what we did, Josh? We reached the end of day 1. Let's recap real quick for everybody. We'll do our end of show chores, and then we'll get out of here because we're gonna go straight into recording day 2. So we started out with new character of the year so far. In 3rd place, Hazel from South of Midnight. In 2nd place, Josh's favorite, Gustav from Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And winning is Mio and Zoe from Split Fiction, because you can't really split them up. They're a package deal. They're a package
They
deal.
are.
You got to get them together. And then second category, best box art, we have in 3rd place Split Fiction, in 2nd place Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and then taking 1st place we have the beautiful Avowed box art. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It looks amazing. And then the last category today was best free game, which is a game that we played for free somehow, some way, even if it were a service that someone was paying for at some point. Someone played the game for free. In 3rd place, we had Minecraft. 2nd place, South of Midnight, and in 1st place, Josh's favorite, RoboCop Rogue City. It's the end of day 1, Josh. We did it under 2 hours. It'll be close. Once I have this edited, it'll be close to 2 hours. But coming up day 2 tomorrow, Tuesday, so it's a full week episode. So tomorrow we have disappointment of the year so far, and then after that we've got best non-game so far, which would be a fun category where we're just talking about things that aren't games. We thought that would be a nice palate cleanser, don't you think, Josh?
Yeah, because unfortunately, guys, we don't have enough time to just keep playing games. We have to fill in that time with taking care of kids, working jobs, and everything else in between.
And I like to go to the movies. I like to watch stuff like, in fact, I got to add something. I just saw F1. I got to add F1 to that. All right.
We'll have to talk about that because I'm curious.
It's good. It's good. And then Wednesday we're doing I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with what game what with your game award, which is a play on the Shaquille O'Neal quote, and that's us glazing up the games from the past that we played just now. And then to wrap up Wednesday will be song of the year so far, which we have to get the rest of our songs on here, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, no, we'll need to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, and then Thursday is the big one, game of the year so far. That's it. That's right. We're picking our top 10 games from 2025. We need to get a few more games on this list, so we're missing some.
Yeah, and then we still have, of course, the last and big grand finale.
Game of the decade so far. We have a lot on that list. Have you seen that list?
I have, but I know we still need to transfer it over to this sheet when we're done.
I mean, we're gonna yeah when we're done, but we're gonna keep it on that
Oh,
one
you're just
sheet.
want to bring the final over. Okay, I thought you wanted to do the whole thing. I was like, damn, I have to
We're
do all that still.
the one we shared with everyone. We're just keeping that. That's what we're gonna work from
Okay,
when we do that
no,
episode.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
But we're gonna go get ready for this second recording. Everybody, come back and see us tomorrow for day 2 of Game of the Year so far. Follow Smashing Game Time. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok, though we're not over there doing much. SmashingGameTime.com is also where we have the podcast and words. So go check us out over there. We're gonna have some written lists for Game of the Year so far on there as well. And our intro and outro song is by Luke Rembo. It's Donut by Luke Rembo. I like getting his stuff for the Game of the Year stuff. So go check him out on SoundCloud. Really good copyright free guy that's been doing music for years. I used to use his music in my Iron Harvest guides back in the early 2020s, back when we was all dying and staying inside. Josh, you got
Sure.
anything else before we get out of here?
No, we'll see everybody back here for day numero dos.
Yeah, everybody. Hey, smashing game time, smashing great time. We'll see you next time.